Hey traders, let's take a look at the EURUSD, Nasdaq 100, gold prices, Gbp Usd, and cryptocurrencies. Let's see what's happening, if there are any opportunities available there for us. Okay, thank you so much for joining me. My name is Alejandro Zambrano, and you find me on Twitter via AlexFX00, and I'm the ATFX Global Chief Market Strategist. Now, I've been trading since 2006, and I'm a profitable trader since 2014. And I hope in this video I'm going to be able to share a bit of input with you guys to hopefully help you guys navigate the markets better. Now, I would greatly appreciate a like on the video, and as well, don't forget to subscribe for more market content like this. Okay, good. We're going to begin with the EURUSD, which unfortunately, if you're a trend follower like I am, is proving to be a bit difficult. So the market was trading sideways and created this inverse head and shoulders pattern, which triggered on the break here on February 24th. I bought myself, it was up nicely. The market went down, I almost got stopped out. And when the market moved upwards, I got out of entry, more or less. The market has since then collapsed. Now, it's always a problem when you have, people selling here. So they're short and then they all get stopped out. And then you have people like me buying and then we get stopped out. And then the market goes down and down and down and we reach support and it really should bounce from here. But no, it's traced below it. So people that were buying there got stopped out again. So when you can't make money by being long or being short, you're stuck in a range-bound strategy. Now, there's some people that thrive on these conditions. And I think you know this yourselves. You guys that have a range bound system, like in my case, I don't have a range bound system. I only have trend following systems. So for me, it's a situation here where I want to stay away from these markets. Like last year, of course, with those mega trends, we had I made 144%. Now this year I'm up with about 40% on my account. But it's not because I'm trading cryptocurrencies or stock market indices. It's not because I'm trading currencies and stock market indices. It's because I've been trading a lot of cryptos. And up until recently, that's where the movements were. So if you're a currency trader, what should you be doing here? Well, if you're a trend follower like I am, you just need to lay low. Realistically, we've been stuck here since January 18. And if you zoom back out a bit, you can see we've been stuck here since December 7th with really no strong trend. And I personally think we are unfortunately going to trade sideways between 122.45 and 119.49 for longer. Now, there are some interesting markets. You could potentially trade something like Gbp Usd. Here you can see I am bullish and the market is going upwards. And I'm going to remain bullish above 138.24. Now, bear in mind, I was bullish Aussie dollar versus the USD, and we did quite good on that on the way up, as well as New Zealand dollar. I was also bullish, but you can see here how New Zealand dollar literally just tanked and reversed all of its gains, and Aussie dollar as well. So you need to be really, really careful, but focus on maybe GBP USD and maybe something like dollar versus the Japanese yen, which is in a nice healthy uptrend. And I had good success with my short-term system here. Now, if you look at the Nasdaq 100, the market is fortunately trading sideways. Now, the short-term system did tell us buy here for this to go up, and then we said look to buy here for this to go up. So we did that well. Now, if you're a short-term trader, this is a good little spot to get out. If you're a long-term bullish trader, then I think we will revisit something like 13,500, maybe up to 13,761. I don't believe we're going to have a mega crash just yet. Why? Well, I think it's a rotation shift. So people selling out their tech darlings and shifting that to the more traditional markets. Because look at this. At the same time as the Nasdaq, which is tumbling, you had the Dow Jones reaching new all-time highs. So realistically, we'll trade more sideways with a bullish bias. And in the case of the Nasdaq 100, I think people, if we go back to 12,925, I think people are going to be buying. So why not just buy it right now then? Because if you buy right now, you need to understand that the market could slide. And if we do slide below the trend funding level, you could potentially lose 4.72%. At the same time, if the market goes upwards, you're just going to make about 4% or maybe up to 5.28% if it goes all the way to the all-time high. And that's not a balance. That's not a good reward ratio because you're pretty much getting what you're risking, which is not ideal. Down here, you're looking to risk, say, 2.5% versus a potential return of 6.4%. Now that's much better than the other one where you look to make pretty much where you are risky. But even here, take a step back, guys. You can see we're trading sideways here. We're not much has really happened this year. So a majority of people, they are breaking even or they're up a little bit on their accounts. That's the buy and holders. People that trade actively are probably down on the year because people just tend to get it wrong. You know, they buy at the highs and they sell at the lows, and they sell at the lows, they short at the lows and buy back in the middle. So it's a difficult situation here as well. Now, let's talk a bit about cryptocurrencies. So cryptocurrencies, I had some really good moves. I traded a lot of altcoins in the first 2 months, and that went really, really well. But we're now stuck in a bit of a consolidation period. So we hit a high here of 42,000, and then we declined all the way down to 29,317. This is from January up until end of January, and we had almost the same sort of decline from here to here. Now, you can see here how things went down a lot and then up a lot and then probably down a lot. I think we're here. Like this point here is where we are here possibly. And if it's not this point here, I mean, maybe this point here is this point here, but I think we're probably going to consolidate further. I might be wrong and we might just go upwards. But if you just look at the price action over the last couple of days, people are rushing in to buy things. They're really, really careful. If you look at Twitter as well, you know, people are buying dips, but they're not buying with all their money, which makes a lot of sense. And they're buying with, say, 50% of the portfolio and things like that. But people are not rushing into this just yet. So what's the game plan here? I think you need to wait for a dip in Bitcoin. And then the way it looks like, we probably need a few more days before this heads higher. So I think more consolidation here as well. Now I promised instead we're going to talk about gold. So let's take a look at gold. So gold, you have some trends here that you could potentially continue to work with. So I did a video and I said if we slide below 1765, we're probably going to go downwards. And we did go down. If I measure from here to here, if you would treat this like some sort of an ascending triangle, you sort of get a target of about 1652. If you treat this like a normal double bottom and measure from here, then we're gonna go down to 1570. Now it's not super easy, but it was possible to go profits here. Then the market went up, and here one could sell again, and then the market came down again. Now for now, I'm gonna be bearish below 1772, but just be careful here because if EURUSD at one point goes up sharply to 120, Gbp Usd as well goes up nicely, and Aussie dollar as well goes up nicely to 79, then obviously gold is gonna be so close of being stopped out here. But for now, this is the and I'm gonna stick with this one. So just to summarize a bit, Nasdaq 100 probably range bound for longer. EURUSD range bound for longer. Stock markets in general just trading sideways, I think. Cryptocurrencies, them as well trading sideways. There's no real pattern in Bitcoin that is super solid. There's no Bitcoin, not really good pattern in Ethereum. There's no really good pattern in Dash. Everybody's sort of waiting for somebody else to make a move. So then again, that's also trading sideways. The only thing where you have a bit of action is things like GBP USD, dollar yen, gold prices. You have, of course, crude oil prices that continue to trade upwards above 58, 55, and we might go a bit higher as well. But this is so sluggish. This one moves sluggish. So obviously you need to hold positions here. You need to be ready to hold positions for a couple of weeks here, 4 weeks at a time or so, to be able to extract some decent profits. So what is my game plan then? My game plan is just to sit on my hands. I do have a few setups I'm watching, but they're not a lot. I scan 215 markets a few times per week, and I really don't have nothing that interests me a lot or that is close to break to the upside. So I think for me, I'm just gonna take it easy, wait a little bit, let things consolidate, and then hopefully maybe next week we can have some sort of a breakout. I don't think we're gonna have a breakout with the non-farm payrolls. I'm not even sure we're gonna have a break within the next 2 weeks in the markets. But that doesn't mean that we should forget about the markets, because A lot of people make this mistake. When the markets go boring, they walk away. And what do? They come back when they read about it on Bloomberg or somewhere else. When the market has already gone up a lot or down a lot. And at that point, it's too late. So don't make that mistake. I see it all the time. I've been in this industry since 2005. And people come back at the wrong time all the time. People ask me, oh, should I buy Bitcoin? Well, it's at 49,000 right now. Should have probably bought it when I was at least at maybe 10 or 13,000. Not right now. And in the best of worlds have been 4,000. But obviously, you really have to be a believer then to buy at 4,000. So don't make that mistake. As well, it's like a friend of mine came and told me, yeah, my grandfather wants to buy stocks. Okay. But you do know stocks are up with about 100% from their lows. Probably not the best time to go all in. So people do this all the time. Don't be in that. Don't be that person. Rather, check the markets. Come back here and check out these videos and also the videos from the rest of the team here. You can subscribe to notifications and check your charts, and hopefully you'll be part of the next move whenever that starts. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe. See you guys soon. Goodbye.